Hi there. I am Nikki Cameron, licensed therapist of emerging counseling and consulting. There was a time when I would not have been able to have dinner by myself in a restaurant. There was a time when I would walk up to do public speaking and my armpits would start to be flooded with sweat and I would tremble and feel nauseous. At that time, I was struggling with severe social anxiety. Yes, some people, unfortunately, when in social settings, experience severe anxiety due to fear of being judged, due to past experiences wherein they were humiliated. And that was my experience. In the past, I had been humiliated during public performances, and that lingered with me for years. So, if that is your reality, being fearful of rejection, humiliation, or judged in public settings or social settings, you might find that, like myself, you may be avoiding social settings because it is emotionally overwhelming and distressing. Luckily for me, I was able to do the work, a lot of work, and overcome my struggle with social anxiety. So, what can you do? The first thing is to question the assumptions that you may be making about being in social settings. What are you assuming about you? What thoughts, feelings, and emotions go along with this anxiety, this fear of being judged that you're experiencing? Do you have any evidence to back it up? A lot of times, the stories that I made up, they were created because I didn't want to be humiliated again. Is that your reality? The other thing you can consider doing is getting the help of a therapist so that you can process any unresolved trauma or emotional distress associated with past experiences where you were humiliated in public. Mindfulness meditation, specifically body scan meditations, can be very good because it helps your system to de stress and release all that backed up stress that is in your body so that you don't have to feel as overwhelmed in social settings. Also, do not avoid being in social settings because if you do that, what you will be doing is reinforcing that habit of avoiding spaces where you will be seen. And oftentimes, this can be a big problem as it can impact your plans to grow and advance as professionally or otherwise. So, what you can do is start small, going into spaces, setting limits for yourself. I'm going to be here for an hour or an hour and a half. And while you're there, become curious about your body, how your body feels, how you're breathing, thoughts you're having. Take deep breaths. And again, try to make it through to the hour that you plan to be there. You may also want to consider bringing a friend with you for support while you're helping yourself to get more adjusted to being in social settings. Journaling is also very helpful because after each encounter, take a look at the experience. What was it like? How were you able to get through it? What thoughts were coming up around it? And avoid alcohol and caffeine at all costs because caffeine triggers a stress response in the body, and alcohol is a downer. Some people, after drinking, they have what we call hang anxiety, which days after drinking alcohol, there's lingering anxiety that they experience. So, in social settings, you have an even harder time trying to adjust if you have been consuming alcohol or caffeine. Again, you also have the option of consulting with a therapist who can support you through processing whatever it is that is underneath your overwhelming anxious distress when you are in a social setting. But whatever you do, please be kind to yourself because you deserve it. I overcame my social anxiety, and so can you. But it is important that you not judge yourself. Go slowly, focus on one task at a time, but you can do it. Take care.